Hello everyone, this is Coach Gabriel Shaw of NewSpace.com, and I wanted to make this quick video for you to show you a few of the exercises that we do from Tai Chi and kinesiology that can really help with your hip discomfort. If you've been doing a lot of activity like dancing or golfing or hiking and you're starting to feel a little bit of tightness in the side of your hips here, you've been running, it may not be that the hips are actually tight, it could be that the hips are actually weak. So if you're feeling hip discomfort around here, then we definitely want to watch this video. Many of you have already heard of the monster walking. So where we're going side to side, pressing the knees out over the middle toes, and coming back. What we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do this exercise to help build some hip strength, but we're also going to show a couple of important tips and changes you can do to improve this exercise and make it even more fun and applicable to the exercises that you love and you do every day to decrease a little bit of that stiffness in the side of your hips and give you more power and balance and have more fun. Okay, so let's get right into it and let's go over the details of this monster walk. So the first thing that happens when we do this monster walk is what a lot of people miss is the importance of bending your knee. So we really want to keep the knees bent the whole time. That's going to really help us to know where the knees are pointing, because the next important part of doing that is that the knee needs to go over the middle toe. Okay, so if you're doing a long walk like this and you're not putting any attention, or backward, this is like a monster walk, if you're not putting any attention to the knees going over the middle toe, then you're not getting all the benefit that you can, and the reason why we would do this exercise. Okay, so one of the things we can do to help encourage us to keep the knee going over the middle toe is we can what's called feed the dysfunction, or provide a little bit of stimulus that works against what we're trying to work. So I'm going to take this wrap and I'm going to take this around my knees, and now you can see I'm just going to go right underneath the bottom. Now you can see that this band wants to pull my knees in. So if I step, it's easier if I let my knees fall in. And I'll show you that not this way. I'm going to do step, long step. See my knee falls in. There's not that much tension on the band, even though I'm keeping my knees bent and taking a nice wide stance. But if I really focus on keeping the knees out over the middle toe, then already you can see a lot more tension in this band. I'm keeping my knees bent, so I'm getting a lot more work. And now as I step out to the corner, I have to work to keep both knees over my middle toe, pushing against this band the whole time. And I can already feel this getting a lot more activation here. Notice I'm going nice and slow. So this is the first exercise. If you've never done this exercise, this is going to be really, really important for making sure these hip stabilizer muscles are working in the activities we do every day, or activities obviously using a lot of lower body, just like walking, hiking, and that kind of thing. Okay, so this is the first step. So you can do that exercise for about 1 minute, taking really slow steps forward, really slow steps back. Once that starts to get easier for you to understand the technique, then I want to make it a little bit harder on you. So one thing we're going to do now in our monster walk is we're going to start talking about how to incorporate a little bit of hip rotation into that monster walk. So hip rotation is really important for two reasons. And the two reasons are because, number one, we actually don't walk with our hips straight forward, right? We're not really trying to keep stiff like this. If you just feel your hands when you walk, you're not going to feel totally hips neutral. You can even see as I do that, it looks like a little bit of a robot. It's not going to really give me a lot of strength and power. In my walk, I want to get used to a little bit of hip rotation. I'm exaggerating right now, but you can just get up and try this where you're moving your hip to side a little bit as you walk, and that's going to help you feel a lot more natural and give you a little more power as well, especially if you're doing something like running. See how I have this hip rotation. The other reason it's going to be really important to consider our hips rotating in order to address this hip discomfort is because the actual muscles that are causing this hip discomfort are muscles that rotate the legs. It's important you have your monster walks where we're training just isometrically, pressing out against the band. That's important. But the next step that makes it more applicable is to do it like we're going to actually have to use it, which is a little bit in rotation. Okay, so the first stage is really just getting used to that rotation when you walk. So what we're going to do is take a slightly exaggerated walk, just like that monster walk, forcing the knees over the middle toes and then rotating our pelvis around our legs. Okay, so I'm going to turn my pelvis to one side. Notice this knee stays over my middle toe. This is going to be a little bit more like Tai Chi walking. As I shift forward, I'm going to turn my hips toward this front foot, but I'm not going to let this back knee fall in, okay? What that means is I'm externally rotating. If you can see my back knee wants to fall in, I'm pressing that knee out. That's going the opposite direction as my hips. That's external rotation for that knee, internal rotation for this knee, but both knees are pointing over the middle toe. I'm going to stay internally rotated on this side. As I gently pick this knee up and go to the outside, again, I'm externally rotated knee over my middle toe. As I shift my weight, I'm turning my hips toward the front. Make sure you keep this back knee pressing back. If you're letting this back knee fall in every time, then just like we talked about that monster walk, you're not really getting the benefit. So if I go backwards, this leg is internally rotating, knees over my middle toe. This leg is externally rotating, staying over my middle toe. And then I'm going to keep that as I gently rotate my hips coming back. I'm going to show you that on the other side. And notice how slow and controlled. So again, you might practice that for 1 or 2 minutes and feel how that's going to really help strengthen your hips. If you want to make that a little bit harder or perhaps feel it a little bit more, and we're going to try to do that same thing here. Hands on my hips, knees over my middle toe, step out to the corner, turn the hips. And that is going to help me train my internal and external hip rotators. And that's what's going to help a little bit with your stiffness and discomfort in your hips. Now I want to show you another fun exercise that's going to even target those hip stabilizers a little bit better and give you even more fun in your training and more applicability to your activities. So what I want you to do is I want you to try that out. Make sure to let me know if it helps you. Make sure to let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you. If you have a friend who's always complaining about hip discomfort, tag them or share this video with them. If you are looking to help your movement progress, if you're struggling this time of COVID-19 to get enough movement or connection or community in your life, then I would encourage you to head over to movespace.com, where we have an entire library of video resources exactly like this one and a bunch of replays from a variety of classes. Plus, join us in live classes and special events every month. Head over and join the community at movespace.com and let me know if there's anything else we can do for you. Until next time, stay healthy, stay connected. Peace.